Hey, what's up guys? My name is AznEyesWhiteDragon, and me and mkohl40 are going to be doing a deck profile challenge, and we are going to be covering the Ojamas. And my variant is on the Light Ray Ojamas. Now let me show you what this deck can potentially do if you save up your cards and you have a lot of these big attackers that are from the Light Rays, also Cephalon, the ultimate Time Lord. So this is a screenshot from a duel earlier, and I had a super nimble Mega Hamster, a Sun Dragon, 2 of the Time Lords, and a Light Ray Diablos. And in fact, I could even overlay those 2 Cephalons to make a Gustav Max and potentially deal 16,900 damage in one turn. He actually had a really nasty field. He had a Haze Beast Basilatrice, and it had 3,500 attack, could not be destroyed by card effects, and it could not be targeted. So it was a really nasty card to deal with, but it got the job done. But that said, that's what you can potentially do in the deck, and you can spam a whole bunch of monsters. How the deck plays is essentially you kind of sit on your cards until you have enough to OTK and you just go for the game. Or, you know, if you're in a pinch, you can definitely go for, you know, a Light Ray and run over whatever key card you need to get over. But yeah, let's get started with the deck profile. So we got double Ojama black, double Ojama green, and double Ojama yellow. These are just the vanillas. You don't really do much with them other than discard them. Also, they are all lights because the Light Rays, they all require light monsters. This one actually is really good. Daedalus actually combos very well with the deck, but we'll get into him a little bit later. But yeah, you just run through the vanillas because you essentially search all 3 of them out. One of each when you use Ojama Magic. When Ojama Magic, you can set it, and if it gets destroyed, yeah, you get the effect. Or if you discard it with something like Dark World Dealings or Ojama Country, and then you get to add 1 of each, and then in the end phase, you'll have too many cards, so you discard them. And that's kind of how the deck runs, but you can definitely just set them if you'd like to do so as well. And you can still go for XYZ plays using stuff like Gotchi and Daigusto Phoenix. Those are your kind of options that you can go for that are most relevant, but you can also go for Dark Mist. That's definitely an option as well. Next up, I play triple Ojama blue. He's really good because you can set him, and then once he's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 2 Ojama cards from your deck to your hand. And what's really awesome with this is this card over here, Ojama Magic and Ojama Country. You can add both of these, and that kind of just sets you up. Because when you add both of these, as long as you have a Ojama in the graveyard, which you should, because Ojama Blue probably just died, and you can just activate Ojama Country, discard Ojama Magic. Ojama Magic will then allow you to add 3 cards, 1 of each, and then you also get to special summon Ojama Blue, and then you can then normal summon another Ojama card and then go for either Gotchi or Phoenix, which is pretty nice. And next set of cards, basically all 6 cards essentially just get out Ojama Blue, because he's very important. You want to add this card as quickly as possible and then get all the Ojama vanillas out, and then you have more lights in the grave to spam your Light Rays and stuff like that. So I play 2 Nova Summoner and 2 Shining Angel because they're different names, because some of the Light Rays, like Light Ray Diablos and Gearfrey, they require different names, whereas Light Ray Daedalus, he doesn't care about names. And then there's also Cephalon, the ultimate Time Lord. He just cares about monsters in the grave. You need to have 10 or more monsters in the grave to special summon him. And then I also play 2 Hamster, because Hamster actually searches out all the Ojamas, and most importantly, again, Ojama Blue. He's kind of like the key card in the deck. You need him essentially to get your deck running. And next up, I play 3 Daedalus because it's really good, especially with Ojama Country. I thought about pumping the card up, but I think it's okay at 1, but you can definitely, by all means, if you want to play this deck, you can definitely bump up Ojama Country if you'd like. But it works really well with Light Ray Daedalus. So you need to have 4 more light monsters in your graveyard, and once you do, you can special summon them. And then his effect is once per turn, you can target 1 field spell card and 2 other cards on the field, and you destroy them all. And it's really nasty because, you know, basically that clears the board, and then once you clear the board, you can just start dropping all these huge monsters like this guy or this guy. I mean, dropping 1 Daedalus and successfully getting its effect off, you can probably finish off the game if you can drop off, you know, 2 more cards. And it's really nasty for anyone to deal with this because he's still relatively strong in attack. And if you're popping Ojama Country, make sure if you can, go for Gotchi first, because getting this guy up to 3,000 attack and then, you know, Cephalon to 4,400, realistically, no meta cards really just get over these monsters. They got to use cards like Dark-Hole and stuff like that, which are relevant in a lot of decks, but no meta card as in like Light Pulsar Dragon and all that other cards that just have big attack. Like, they can't get over these. These are too much attack. But there's also Light Ray Diablos. His effect is actually decent. His effect is once per turn you can banish 1 light monster from your graveyard to target 1 set card your opponent controls, and you reveal it, and then you return it to the top or bottom of the deck. And he's a little bit different. Light Ray Daedalus just requires 4 or more light monsters, whereas Diablos requires 5 or more, and they also have to have different names, so keep that in mind as well. Light Ray Gearfried also requires the different names. His effect realistically won't happen because all face-up monsters you control must be warrior, but if you do, his effect is, let's go over his effect. It's once per turn during either player's turn when a spell or trap is activated, you can banish one warrior-type monster from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So it's a pretty decent effect, but majority of the time you can't really activate and resolve that effect because it requires you to already have had one Gearfried, and usually the way I think the deck should play is you save your cards and you go for game at the appropriate time. And then next up I play 3 Cephalon, the Ultimate Time Lord, because he's just a huge monster. You don't really get his effect because there's no other cards you can really go for, but his effect, if you can use it, he requires 10 or more monsters. They do not have to be light, but it's once per turn you can special summon one level 8 or higher fairy monster from your hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated and its attack becomes 4,000. So you cannot special summon another Cephalon because the card cannot be normal summoned or set, and it must be special summoned from your hand by having more. And it's not like you would activate the effect to special summon another fairy from your hand because you could just flat out special summon them. So yeah, you can't special summon from the graveyard. That's the downside. It must be special summoned from your hand. So keep that in mind as well. And then for the hand traps, I play Gores and then triple Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler because it's light, and you need those light monsters with different names. And the Ojamas go to the graveyard pretty fast. Then I play Darkhold, and because Darkhold's a pretty good card, I would say. And then I play triple Darkwood Duelings. That allows me to speed up the deck as well as add more consistency to it. Yeah, you just discard the Ojama magic and you add all the vanillas, and then in face you just discard them. It's pretty nice. And then I play Heavy Storm, Reborn, and there's no MSCs in here because the logic with this deck is to just drop more monsters, make your opponent cry because your monsters have too much attack and they just don't have the answer for them, and you just go for game. And then I play 1 Ojama Country. By all means, you could definitely bump this card up. If anything, I would say this card could definitely be a card you could run 2 of at least, because it's really nasty with Daedalus. But lastly, we have the triple Ojama Magic, or Oja Magic. It's really good because early on in the game, if you can just add 3 cards, it's pretty nice to have that card advantage. Even though the cards don't really do much, just being able to discard them in the end phase is still very nice. As far as the extra deck, pretty much in this deck, you will be going for rank 7s, rank 8s, and occasionally you can make rank 4s technically, like Shining Angel and like Hamster. You can just, if they survive, you can just normal summon one of the other ones and then go for rank 4s. But generally, it's mostly rank 2s, rank 7s, and rank 8s. But I will mouse over the other cards really quickly, but I'll go over the cards you might not be familiar with. This is Diamond Direwolf. He's pretty good. He basically has the effect of he can detach material to pop himself into another card. But it has the effect you can target one beast or beast warrior, or winged beast. And since they're all beasts, it works pretty well if you can successfully have another Ojama plus him out. And then obviously Gachi is pretty good, but I'll go over one of the cards. Oh, actually no, I took that card. I was playing this Phantom Beast card. It's one of the ones that's special on the tokens, but it was unnecessary in the deck. But you will be going for Big Eye. This card is actually really important because Daedalus is level 7, as well as Diablos. Gearfried, however, is level 8, so you can still make the Sun Dragon with him. But that is pretty much it for the XY Zing. Occasionally, you will be able to go for this like I was able to in this picture, because these are level 10, and you can make Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max just to deal extreme amounts of damage, because this is already 8,000 damage, and then if you deal another 2,000, that's 10,000 damage, because maybe you couldn't finish them off, maybe they had a monster on board. But yeah, this is the deck profile for the Light Ray Ojamas, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, have some fun testing it out. I do have some videos of this deck in action, as well as what actually happened on this, because when he overlaid with the Basel Trice, a lot of the viewers, you can see there's a lot of viewers there, they were laughing because I thought that was pretty cool. A 3,500 attacker that could not be targeted or destroyed by card effects was really nasty to deal with, but those bigger monsters just kind of deal with it pretty fast. But pretty fun deck, and it is definitely something very unique. So let me know in the comment section below which deck you guys like better, because that's the point of a deck profile challenge, to see what we build and what we can do with it. But anyways, thanks for watching. AznEyesWhiteDragon signing out.